Very much. The next question, the member for Ottawa-Vanier.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is for the Solicitor General. Last Friday, I think we can all say that there was a collective shock and frustration felt across the province over the proposal of sweeping and dangerous police powers. So much so that even regional police services spoke out against these enforcement measures. Then on Monday, many essential workers commuting from Gatineau to Ottawa found themselves caught in hours-long traffic jams while Ottawa police were stretched thin trying to monitor 7 crossing points. It seems like there was absolutely no coordination or consultation done ahead of Friday's announcement, resulting in confusion and frustration for so many people across the province. So did the Solicitor General and the government consult with any of our municipalities and regional police services before their announcement of outrageous policing policies?
To reply, the Solicitor General.
Thank you, Speaker. So as I've mentioned, the COVID-19 variants of concern continue to pose a significant threat to Ontario citizens, and those variants come to Ontario from other jurisdictions. That's why our government issued an emergency order restricting travel into Ontario through land and water crossings from the province of Manitoba and Quebec, while continuing to advocate for the federal government to restrict travel from federally regulated aviation. You know, and I think it's important to note that the province of Quebec has instituted a similar travel ban into their jurisdiction. Local police services are best positioned to determine the operational deployments necessary to ensure the continued safety within their communities. Thank you.
Supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and again to the Solicitor General. Mr. Speaker, racialized and low-income Ontarians have already shouldered a disproportionate share of the pandemic's negative impacts. The Science Table gave clear recommendations and advice. Close all but essential workplaces. Have paid sick leave. Vaccinate essential workers. Allow safe outdoor activities 2 meters apart. And do not further harm racialized and marginalized people. So how could the Solicitor General possibly think that increasing police control is what this province needs?
Government House Leader.
In fact, there are a number of measures that the province of Ontario has taken to ensure the safety and security of the people of the province of Ontario, Mr. Speaker. The first thing, what I would suggest to the member opposite, and I think she would probably agree with me, the first thing that we need to do is to ensure that we have a proper supply of vaccines that we can get into the people, into the arms of the people of the province of Ontario. Despite the fact that we've seen reduced shipments in February, March, April, and heading into May, we have gotten 4 million vaccines into people's arms, Mr. Speaker. But there's still so much more work to be done. I would ask the member opposite if she could work with us to reach out to the federal government to ensure that we can get some control of our borders. Work with us so that we can get control of our international borders, where these international variants of concern have become so difficult in helping us beat the pandemic here in the province of Ontario and across Canada. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Member for Peterborough-Kawartha.